Hi, everyone, and welcome to Tutor Time. I'll be your host today. I'm Miss Allen, and today our lesson is going to be on adding and subtracting fractions. We're also going to be showing how to add and subtract fractions on a number line as well. This is not quite a foundation or elementary lesson in fractions, but it is something that we are teaching our scholars in the fourth grade using Common Core. And again, Common Core means that if your child is anywhere in the United States and they're in the fourth grade, this is a standard that they are learning in their classroom. So let's get started. But before we do, please comment if you have any questions or anything in math or any other subject that you would like for me to teach or give a mini lesson on. Please put that in the comments, and of course subscribe. So let's get started. So before we get started, sorry about that, we're going to go over some definitions. If you watched one of my earlier videos, I did a tutorial on fractions, the very beginning, explaining what a numerator and a denominator is. Check that video out. But this is that next step. So, of course, we have a fraction, and our fraction that I am using as an example is 2/3. And on a regular fraction or just a fraction, which is part of a whole, the numerator is smaller than the denominator, hence 2/3. Now, an improper fraction is where the numerator is larger than the denominator. So 5/4 is an improper fraction. And last but not least, another fraction that we have is called a mixed number. Now, a mixed number, I use the example 1 and 6/8. There's a whole number, which is the number 1, and a fraction, which is 6/8. And that is called a mixed number when you combine the two. It's a mixed number, whole number and a fraction. And so now that we have those definitions, we're going to move on to adding and subtracting fractions. So I'm going to move my whiteboard up. And as you can see, we're going to add and subtract fractions. So the first problem that I'm going to start with is going to be 5/6 plus 3/6. If you had the opportunity to watch the other video, remember I already explained when we are adding numbers or fractions that have the same denominator, the denominator stays the same, and then we just add the numerator. 5 plus 3 is 8. And so scholars, 5/6 plus 3/6 equals what? 8/6. Now, who can tell me what kind of fraction is 8/6? Oh my goodness, you guys are just so very smart. That's right, it's an improper fraction because the numerator is larger than the denominator. So this is an improper fraction. Let's do one more using addition. So let's do 7/10 plus 6/10. So our denominators are the same. So our denominator and our answer is going to be what? That's right, 10. Good job, you guys. And 7 plus 6 equals 13. And what kind of fraction is this? Improper. That's right. You guys are so smart. So when you're adding fractions that have the same numerator, it stays the same. And it's the same idea for subtraction. So let's do a subtraction problem. Let's try 12/8 minus 3/8. Again, we're just subtracting. If your denominators are both the same, and your answer is going to be the same. So our denominator is going to be 8, and then 12 minus 3 is what? 9. Good job, you guys. And so our fraction is 9/8. And what kind of fraction is that again? You got it. It is an improper fraction. Now, scholars, one thing that we can do is we can take any improper fraction. And what does an improper fraction mean? From our last video, that's right. I told you an improper fraction means that you have greater or larger than one whole. So we can take any improper fraction and we can change it into a mixed number. So I'm going to start with 8, 6, and I'm going to change my pen or my marker from blue to green. So we're going to start with number 1. And we're going to take 8, 6, and I'm going to change it into a mixed number where we have a whole number and a fraction. And the way we do that is using division. So I'm going to make my little dividing house, and the number that goes on the inside is going to be your numerator. So your numerator goes on the inside, and your denominator goes right outside the front door. So here's your denominator. And here's your numerator. That's when you're setting your problem up. Denominator goes on the outside of the house. The number 8 goes on the inside. Then you ask yourself, how many times can 6 go into 8 without going over? That's right, scholars, you're so smart. It's 1 time. And 6 times 1 is 6. We subtract, and now we're left with 2. Our remainder would be 2. But when we're changing this into a mixed number, the number on top of the roof is going to become our whole number. What's our remainder is going to become our new numerator, and our denominator stays the same. So 8, 6 is equal to 1 and 2, 6. It's just that easy. I hope you didn't blink, because if you did, you missed it. But it's okay. I'll do one more. So let's do number 5. And I'm going to use 13 tens. So again, make my house. 13 goes on the inside. 10 goes outside the door. I'm going to ask myself, how many times can 10 go into 13 without going over? It's 1 time. 10 times 1 is 10. I subtract, and I'm left with 3. So 13 tenths is going to be equal to 1. That's your whole number. Here's your denominator. And here's your numerator. So 1 and 3 tenths is equal to 13 tenths. So scholars, that is how you change or convert a improper fraction into a mixed number. So I'm going to do one more small lesson, and I'm going to change my marker again, and I'm going to move my paper up one last time. And for this one, I am going to use my pink marker. I'm going to use the blue, and I'm going to use the green along with black. And I'm going to show you how to subtract using a number line. So, first thing we need to do, or how to add using a number line. So here's my number line, and here's my problem. Let's try 5/4 plus 2/4. So we're going to do 5/4 plus 2/4, which is going to be my addition problem. So let's do the addition first, and then that will help us when marking our number line. So 5/4 plus 2/4 is equal to what? Let's start with our denominator. If our denominators both are 4, what's going to be the denominator in our answer? That's right, 4. And 5 plus 2 is 7. So this is a what kind of fraction? That's right. Good job, you guys. It's an improper fraction. So if an improper fraction means it's greater than 1 whole. So our benchmarks, which are our lines on our number line that we start and end with, we know that our benchmark, it needs to be 1 starting here because our fraction is going to be greater than 1. And so our next benchmark on our number line, what comes after 1? 2. Now this is where if you blink, you're gonna miss it. So make sure that you're paying attention. Now, we all know that by looking at a number line or on a ruler, you always see some other marks in here. And if you've ever wondered how they come up with how many lines to make, guess what tells them that? You guys are, you know what? I don't even know why I'm doing this video. You guys are so smart. It's your denominator that tells you how many spaces to mark in between your whole number. So we have 4, so I'm going to mark 4 spaces. I'm going to try to do it as evenly as possible. So I have 1, 2, 3. And so now that I know these are 4s, this would be 1 1/4, 1 2/4, 1 3/4, and then last but not least, the number 2. So now, scholars, let's see. We have 4 7s. So let's see. Well, if I have 5 4s, I know that would be 1 1/4 or 5 4s, because number 1 would be 4 4s. Remember, when your numerator and your denominator are the same, it equals 1 whole. So this would be 5 4s. This would be 6 4s. This would be 7 4s. And this would be 8 4s. So scholars, I started off adding. So I'm going to plot, use my big marker, and I'm going to plot my 5 4s, and I'm going to move 2 4s. Let's come in with our purple marker. I'm going to go 1, 2, and I'm going to plot finally with my green marker. And that, scholar, I'm also going to mark with my green marker. I added 1/4 plus another 1/4. And now there's your answer. You just plotted it on a number line. So again, scholars, thank you for joining me. Thank you, parents, for joining me as well. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you have any questions or any lessons that you would like for me to go over for you, please put that in the comment section, and please subscribe. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you later for another lesson on Tutor Time. Bye.